Kia ora, bonjour, welcome. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to the NZ Travel Show. Today we're going to be talking about traveling in New Zealand for a whole hour. That's what the NZ Travel Show is all about. So let's get started with a bit of an introduction.
Yes, so this is Robin and I'm Laura and we're the team behind NZPocketGuide.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide, and it literally has thousands and thousands of articles to help you plan the perfect trip to New Zealand. Of course, when you're actually able to come to New Zealand, because yes, yet again, at the time of recording, the borders are still closed in New Zealand to most international travellers. However, it's never too early to plan, and if you are currently in New Zealand, then, well, this is the best place to come and get your New Zealand travel questions answered. But how can you get your questions answered? Right here on the live show. So every single Sunday at 8 a.m. New Zealand time, we do the NZ Travel Show, where you guys come onto the live chat and ask your New Zealand travel questions. But if you do miss the live show, you can always put your questions in the comments section of any of our YouTube videos. We'll either answer them on the spot or pull them together to answer in one of our live shows. So ask away. That's what it's all about.
Here you go. And we're going to get started like we did last week too, by thanking all the people that watch a replay of this live session. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your week to watch us blabber about New Zealand for an hour. I know it has been a bit kind of annoying during COVID that we can't talk about travel as much as we want to, but you guys are sticking with us and we really appreciate it. All the comments and everything, you guys are awesome. All right, so this morning we started with Nathan Barberry that was just saying good morning, and he had a pretty cool avatar, which was the logo of Sea Shepherds. We also had Anthony Comstock. What is he saying?
Anthony says his signature comment, which is Morena from Rodeo, California.
Nice one. We also have Tamo, which is celebrating his 17th anniversary with Kai. So happy anniversary, guys.
Happy anniversary.
All the way from New Zealand. I hope that you're not going to be just watching us for 2 hours. You better do something more fun. You better cook for her, mate. You better cook. We also have Nathan Baith, which is a local from the small town of Taupo. What is he saying?
He says, Kia ora, good morning, Laura and Robin. Kia ora.
John Paki from Whakatane says, Morena, guys. Big hi. How are you doing, mate? How is it going in Whakatane for you? Have you felt or seen any of the extra waves that were sent to us all the way from Tonga? Since you are on the shore, we're not on the shore in New Zealand. So did you see anything happening, John, or was it just as calm as it was reported everywhere? What is Sanders saying?
We have Sander De Vries saying good morning. Good morning, Sander. And we have Naveen Joswa saying, hi, Robbie and Laura, how are you? How is the booster? When
Vaccinated travelers, I guess.
Yeah, VAC will start processing temporary visas.
Okay, so how's the booster? Yes, so I don't know if you guys saw that, but this week we got our booster for COVID-19. We posted the picture on the community tab of the channel. If you guys never checked it, we post some photos regularly. So if you want to see some photos of us, you can do that. And so yeah, we got a booster. I'll be honest with you, this knocked us down more than the other two vaccines, right? We were pretty tired for a whole day. It may have to do with the fact that we overate like absolutely crazy during that day as well. So we were a bit lethargic for the day, but honestly, we're fine. So we did the booster on Friday, and today it's a Sunday morning in New Zealand and full of energy, as you can see. So here you go.
That sarcasm?
No, I mean, I'm full of energy. I'm good.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I'm trying something new with the microphone. Is the sound different, better, worse? Is there something different with the sound of this live session? I'm always trying to improve it for you guys. I just discovered some new settings on this microphone, so I angled it and changed some settings, and let me know if it's any good. Cool. How's the booster for you?
The booster on the day that we got it, so we got it in the morning. On the day that we got it, it was absolutely fine. But then the next day, I did feel pretty tired and just feeling like how the nurses actually warned us it would feel. It's like your body fighting against the virus with, the stuff that's already in your body from the previous vaccine. So I guess it was all the symptoms that was expected, just feeling lethargic and not really feeling like doing much. So that's how I was feeling. And yeah, this morning, so it's been like 48 hours later now.
Yes.
Yes, so now I'm starting to feel like I'm getting back to normal.
I find it quite entertaining. So they gave us a piece of paper with the booster, with like, what can you expect when you get the booster shot? Like what are going to be the symptoms, and almost like kind of time by time, like this is what you're going to get for the first 6 hours, this is what you're going to get for the first 48 hours, etc. So far we literally like check every single one of the boxes. Like it's kind of like yep. So it's literally like we just follow the paper, which is kind of handy because obviously you feel a little sick, like and tired and everything, so it's easy to overthink it and be worried and things like that. But yeah, that was, I find it kind of funny that we can just follow the spreadsheets and
yeah.
Okay, now I'm supposed to feel very tired.
Yeah, it's better when you are following, all the symptoms that you're meant to be following, and you're not, nothing else is happening.
Yeah, and we haven't been on. There's another little rectangle next to it, which is like if the bad symptoms are blah blah blah, and then they say which number to call, right? And we never check the box of the bad symptoms, so we're good. All right.
We have Fabio. That's Fabio, right?
Yeah.
Morena, guys. That's what he says. Do you know what Morena means, Robin?
Morena means good morning in Maori, which is the local indigenous language here in New Zealand. It's a word you may want to remember. Morena, kia ora. There's a handful of words that you guys may want to know to acclimate better in New Zealand.
Kai is another one which actually Tamo put in the live chat as well.
Name of his partner.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I thought he was talking about the food that he was having for his anniversary. But yeah, kai is actually a Maori word for food, and that tends to be something that everybody knows in New Zealand as well.
Yeah.
We have John Paki in response to the waves in Whakatane saying, yes, that's short but sweet answer. I like it.
So you got to see the mini. It was a mini tsunami we got in New Zealand. It was like very, very small waves.
We have Natasha saying, well, actually, maybe Robin should...
No, I'm fine.
No, maybe Robin should read this comment.
Natasha says, bonjour tout le monde, salut du Canada. Surprise, Robin, je parle français. So yeah, she's from Canada, so she probably has had to learn a bit of French Canadian in school. I think everybody, when I was in Canada, I think I learned that everybody had to learn like a certain amount of years that you have to study French. But in New Zealand, you won't really get to use your French too much. There is a French town in New Zealand, in Karoa, which is not too far from the town of Christchurch on the South Island. And so there is a few names of streets in French and everything like that, because the story goes that this is where the first French settlers, when the English and the French and the Dutch and the Spanish were trying to settle the whole world, saying us own world. And so that's where they arrived. But no one speaks French in that town. There are a few people which are speaking French because they're just French immigrants. They happen to be here, but there's no like people learning French and part of French culture too much over there. Hidden Hammer, all the way from Northland, says, good morning, Team New Zealand. How are you doing, mate? How was your trip last week? I know you went on a little bit of a trip. How was it? Tell us, give us some details.
Oh, yeah, that was the glamping trip.
Yeah. And also, is there a video on your channel yet? And if not yet, why are you slacking off?
Wow.
What is Fabio saying? Fabio says,
don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thanks, Fabio.
Did you notice, Fabio, that YouTube held that comment? We were talking about YouTube kind of blocking some comments last week. And when you typed that, it was blocked and I had to approve it manually.
Yeah.
Go figure. Okay, what is John Paki saying?
John says, price of petrol is ridiculous. Hard to travel by car.
The price of petrol in New Zealand has risen a lot lately. I did go fill up at the gas tank maybe about last week, and it was $2.55 per litre for petrol.
Oh my gosh.
$2.55 per litre. That is insane. That's really expensive. It has risen quite a lot. Literally, when we were doing New Zealand's biggest gap year a few days back only, and we were paying about $1.29, and we used to, at the supermarket you can get some little vouchers, and we used to use that to get like 10 cents off, and we're like, okay, $1.09, it's okay, it's not too expensive, but damn, it's getting pricey.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is crazy how expensive it gets now.
Yeah, maybe it's time to start recommending to rent EVs in New Zealand.
We do recommend some on the website, right?
We do have an article on nzpocketguide.com, which is it's just a bit of a short guide on renting EVs in New Zealand and which companies do that. And there's also a very small amount of companies that also rent out EV camper vans as well. So the infrastructure for EV charging in New Zealand is surprisingly quite decent. There are quite a few around the country. So, this guide that we have on nzpocketguide.com just sort of tells people a little bit about the different, what infrastructure to expect and how to find EV charging stations in New Zealand, and where to rent EVs from if you were considering doing that.
So the current price about $2.55 New Zealand for 1 liter of petrol, not diesel. Diesel is a little cheaper. And if you're watching us from the US, so per gallon, which is 3.78 liters, that will make it $9.64. So $9.64 per gallon. This is what we're currently paying in New Zealand. Fun times!
Fun times.
Fun times.
Hidden Hammock continues saying that, thanks for your advice. My trip to Kawakawa was awesome.
Oh,
and then,
good.
once again, he's brought back the ninja with the punching hand.
Hey, he's Hidden Hammock. He has to have a
Yeah.
ninja guy right here.
Is there a hammock emoji? There surely is a hammock emoji.
I don't think there's a hammock emoji.
There's an emoji for everything.
Yeah, maybe. So did you get to check out the underwater toilets in Kawakawa? 'Cause
Yes.
That's the highlight over there. Laura, tell them what that is.
So in Kawakawa, we have been there. We have actually got a couple of videos on the channel of us visiting Kawakawa, and one of the highlights is the public toilets at Kawakawa. So they're quite artistic toilets, and the reason for that is that everything is mosaic. So you go in and there's mosaics just covering from floor to ceiling. They even have I remember there was some bottles, like some glass bottles that were kind of as windows to let a little bit of light in there and stuff. And it was quite funny actually when we were filming. Obviously we wanted to film us like not going to the toilet, but sort of film the toilets for you guys to show you this amazing.
We're very thorough travel guide here.
Yes, this very amazing attraction. But Robin was going in there and taking pictures, but then obviously having to stop when there was people actually coming in to actually use the toilet. It was kind of awkward, but believe it or not, that is a tourist attraction in New Zealand, the public toilets in Kawakawa.
All right, so we have 3 questions in a row about the border. So we'll go through 3 questions in a row about the border. So we go through them slowly right now. So Sudaka Gon says, when opening New Zealand borders, please tell me, sir and ma'am. And then we have Kshitij that says, is it possible to travel to New Zealand in this 2022? We'll be planning since 2020, but not able to travel. Hope you remember me. I'm from India. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do remember you.
And we also have Y that says, what is the latest confirmed border opening date? Okay, so I'm just going to combine all 3 of them together and go ahead and kind of answer that for you guys. So we do have a video on the channel that covers the latest official full border announcement, where I go over the entire announcement and dissect it and basically explain what it means for you guys. However, since that announcement, Omicron became much more present and much more rampant. We do have some instances of Omicron in MIQ, and it's highly likely that we do have some in the community as well in New Zealand. I don't know if they have confirmed there is Omicron, but we have an increase in cases, so it's likely it is Omicron. So the latest border announcement is still exactly the same. So it's still this 3-staged plan to reopen the borders to people by basically the 31st of May, and then tell people that after that you can come to New Zealand if you're vaccinated, and you have to self-isolate for 7 days, and then you can be let out in the community if you don't have symptoms and all these kind of things. However, there's been some very, very, very strong hints that all of that kind of things is going to be delayed, but there's no exact date that has been announced. So what has happened, for example, for the first date that was happening in January 2022, they pushed it to February, and we're still not in February yet, right? So we haven't decided to let people come in just yet. So I feel like it's going to be when we actually are letting people coming into New Zealand this February. They're going to see how that works, and those people are going to be people which are basically New Zealand residents, in short, and people in Australia. So that's going to be, watch the video we have on the channel. He explained all the different stages. So they're basically going to combine stage 1 and 2, put that together in February, and then see how that works, and then decide for all the travelers. So there is going to be some delays. There is a great lack of information on that, just because they're literally currently working on the plan and it hasn't been fully announced. So I will do a kind of an official, I will do a real video when we actually do have exact information to tell you guys. So far I'm just kind of relaying the, kind of like the basically what has been happening for us, and how we've been hearing like information from left and right and left and right and left and right all the time. And so right now the latest border opening states that it's going to be at the end of 31st of March 2022, and then you after that you'll have to stay in self-isolation for 7 days when you come to New Zealand. But that will change. So I'm answering your question, what's the latest? But I'm also telling you this will change. This is highly likely they will change if New Zealand move back onto level to alert level red because of Omicron, which the Prime Minister has hinted a lot last week. I mean, this week, we are Sunday right now, so this week the Prime Minister has hinted and says if we have more Omicron in the community, then we all move back to red. We won't do any more lockdown, but we're going to be moving between the levels much more often. Some scientists have been telling to the government, hey guys, this is not enough. We may need to do lockdown again. So there is again this tug of war between the politicians and the scientists as usual, and so things are going to evolve. The situation is super fluid, so I feel like rather than kind of pegging our hopes on a selected date that has been given to us like 4 or 5 months away from the date it was given to us, we may have to look at it like maybe on a 3 to 4 weeks ahead of time only, and that's basically the window that we will have to work with. Obviously, it's just my gut feeling. None of the information I just gave you right now was pure official. If you want to watch the video based on exactly the official information that we have, please watch our latest video on the border announcement. It's really important for us to not disseminate any false information. So I really want you guys to make sure that you check my video that includes the full announcement. I always make sure I give a lot of context and a little bit of an analysis with it. So please watch that video in full if you want to get the whole official announcement for now. And be aware that if there is a new announcement, there is more information to come, I will do a video about that. This is literally something that we've been doing all the time.
And that answer also applies to Ian the bus driver's question that just came in after you started answering the question. And he asked, any update on the reopening? Sorry if already answered. I'm at work being sneaky.
You showed up at exactly the right time, Ian the bus driver. Easy as. So that was for Sudhakar, Kshitij, Y, and Ian the bus driver. So here you go. And that's 4 shots for Clay. He has been really quiet this morning. Maybe he's not here.
Maybe he's having a lie-in.
All right, what is Hidden Hammock saying? I need some water. I'll just
sure.
Right now.
So actually we are on, Tamo just said, petrol, not diesel. It is about $2.30 New Zealand dollars per litre for diesel here.
Yeah, so we're about the same.
Yeah. And then Hidden Hammock says, yes, I did check out the toilets, but the highlight, to be honest, was the Bay of Islands Vintage Railway, which, yes, we did that as well in Kawakawa. We also have a video on the channel if anybody wants to check it out. It's, search Bay of Islands Railway, NZ Pocket Guide, and you can see us doing a video, visiting all those historic steam trains and stuff like that. Unfortunately, they weren't doing an actual railway ride on that day that we visited, but they were kind enough to sort of open up a few of the carriages and some of the locomotives they were working on at their workshop and stuff. So we have a video of that also on the channel.
Okay, so we have Fabio asking, is there any information on when the New Zealand authority will be thinking of getting rid of the self-isolation? May that happen during this year or next year? I think it's really going to come down to what they are willing to pull with when it comes to COVID in the community. So far, they literally elaborated on the whole plan that every single stage of the plan includes self-isolation, and they refused journalists' questions. They refused to answer journalists' questions when they said, so, okay, what about when the self-isolation is gone? And so they say, no, we want to see how that works, and then we're going to be moving on in stages. So there has been no hints, and literally it's kind of like, we're not commenting at this stage. That's basically what they say every time they've been asked the question. They say, we're going to see how that works, and then we're going to take it from there. That's kind of what they say. So there is not even a hint. So far the hint is like we're only gonna do it whenever whenever we feel it's very safe to do it. So there is really no rush about kind of changing that. So we don't really know, right? It will depend also on the different variants and everything. Like all the announcement was done before Omicron was a thing. You have to realize, like, things have changed so much since the announcement that, they may as well, they may very well decide to revert all of the announcement and change their mind, right? Obviously, we don't want them to do that, and we want you guys to travel to New Zealand, but yeah, there is a lot of things that have changed since that announcement. So yeah, no hints just yet. I mean, a gut feeling for us would be if they do it, they wouldn't do it before the next summer in New Zealand. And summer in New Zealand is?
It is in December, January, and February.
So if they were to change to remove self-isolation and everything, they will do it before the busy tourism season. So let's say a couple of months before summer or something like that. That's basically what they will do if they were to do it in 2022. That's just that's just obviously a gut feeling. We're not sure. Extreme Talota says Morena. That means good morning in Maori, the local indigenous language here in New Zealand. What is Y saying?
Y says, are there any cost-effective ways to find accommodation in the South Island around Christchurch, Dunedin, etc., etc.?
So there is plenty of effective ways to find cheap accommodation in New Zealand. I mean, you can first go on NZ Pocket. I know it's a bit of advertisement, but I'm just going to get that out of the way. But on NZ Pocket Guide, nzpocketguide.com, it's written there. There is a link in the description of the video and all that. It's the largest travel guide to New Zealand. So we're talking about lots of accommodation in the country. We checked all of them out. So the thing that we recommend, we know they're good. So it's a good way to find things that you won't be disappointed on. But I think the first thing you need to do when looking for accommodation, and you're more than welcome to kind of answer back to me why, but the first thing that you want to do is to actually find what type of accommodation you want to have, right? I think it's super important to know how you want to travel because there is such a big breadth of style of accommodation in New Zealand. Than just looking for accommodation, you're just going to get overwhelmed and you're not going to find the thing that you're looking for. What you want to know first is like, what's your budget, who you're traveling with, and also what style of travel do you want, right? Because one of the things, like Laura and I, we love hostels, right? More than like hotel and motels and lodges and resort. We love hostels. We love the communal part of it. We love to be able to hang out with travelers. It's much more of a community. We love the fact it's much cheaper, and we love the fact that you can get private rooms. So usually we're a bit posh. We stay in private room when staying in hotels. So we have all the
in hostels.
So we have all the perks of a hotel basically, but plus the perk of the hostel. So it kind of combine them together. So you kind of have to first up decide how you want to travel. Once you have that kind of travel style that you have, then you can start looking for accommodation. So if you're looking for motel, i.e. you want a hotel but you want a small kitchen so you can cook for yourself, or hostel, i.e. you want to have groups of people to hang out with, or hotel, you want privacy and much more comfort and etc. So you know what you're looking for, and then you can head out to travel guides, which are people that actually have checked out those places like ours, like NZ Travel Guide. There is no extra NZ Pocket Guide. NZ Pocket Guide. There is no extra cost. You have our recommendation, and then after that, you can go to like your booking.com, so your Expedias and the like, and do your bookings from there.
Yeah.
So simple.
On nzpocketguide.com, we have listings of for Christchurch and Dunedin, for etc. All you'd have to do is search budget accommodation Christchurch, and we have a full article on our favourite budget accommodations in Christchurch, which actually list quite a few different ones. Like what Robin was saying, it's a list of hostels, motels, like budget hotels, for instance. So you do have a variety of things to choose from there. You can also do the same search budget accommodation Dunedin in nzpocketguide.com, and you'll get a list, the same sort of thing, but for Dunedin. And then keep that in mind for any other destination that you're going to visit during your trip in the South Island. So we have that all on nzpocketguide.com, and hopefully that is really useful to you. That is exactly what it is written for. So it's a really quick and easy place to find like all the top budget accommodations all in one place, and that in our opinion would be like the most cost effective. That would be like the main criteria of those budget accommodation articles. So definitely head over to nzpocketguide.com for lots of good recommendations.
We have Henry Emeka that says, "Hey, Robin and Laura, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!" So when is it socially acceptable to stop saying Happy New Year, by the way? Because we're around the end of January right now, so how long do you say Happy New Year for?
I'm guessing until the 1st of February, I would say.
Yeah, maybe, perhaps, yeah. Guys, by the way, again, I'd love your feedback about the audio. Is it better, the same, of the usual as well? And also, we have a poll, but we'll talk about the poll after I ask you about the audio first. So yeah, tell us in the comments, please. I want to know if the audio is better today. What is Natasha Rodriguez, one of our lovely Patreon?
Yes, she says, oof, I thought prices were high here. Currently $1.70 per litre. I'll stop complaining.
Yeah, stop complaining.
Yeah.
So she's in Canada, so that's different prices. Yeah.
Everything in New Zealand tends to be a little bit more expensive
We have to import
than
them from
elsewhere
afar,
because everything. Well, we say everything. A lot of things are imported into New Zealand.
All right, so we'll quickly talk about the Patreons
Sure.
since Natasha was just talking about it.
Yes.
So yeah, so if you guys feel like supporting the making of an amazing independent travel guide to New Zealand, consider joining us on Patreon. We have prepared a lot of perks for you guys as a reward. So if you choose to financially support us every single month with a small donation, cost of a cup of coffee, you'll be able to get some awesome perks such as maps of New Zealand, like tailor-made maps of New Zealand, like our favorite hidden gems, where to do the best activities. You also have access to a secret Facebook group on which we post a lot. I think we've been posting every day for quite a while now. You also have an extra live session. After this live session, we do an extra hour where we hang out all together. It's a lot of fun to do that as well. And there is much more. We help you plan your trip. You get like insiders tips and everything like that. And we also got a new Patreon that joined us this week. I'm going to call him or her Mr. or Mrs. X because he hasn't made contact just yet, but I think I know where that is. Anyway, our current producers are Fabio, Tamo, Beverly, and Clay, and our current supporters are Joey, Anthony, David, Natasha, and obviously the elusive Mr. or Mrs. X.
Yeah.
All right. So consider checking it. There is a link below. Anyway, moving on back to the show. Back to the show.
Okay.
Henry Emeka says,
He says, it's been a while, so NZ is not ready to open the borders this year.
I think we will be opening the borders this year, or at least we're gonna, really strongly restart the border reopening just yet. I just think we're not gonna rush into it. New Zealand hasn't shown any, haste in their border reopening. So we'll keep on going slow and steady.
Christina Holden says, Morena. Hope all is well there. I'm jealous of your weather. It was minus 35 with the wind chill yesterday.
Laura, are you happy with the current temperature in New Zealand? Please tell us more. Tell the good people what you've been thinking about the current temperature.
Last night, I wasn't so happy with the current temperature, but mostly, like all the other days, it's been amazing. It has been super hot. It's been the hottest summer on record in New Zealand. And yeah, it's been feeling very tropical. But last night, oh my God, it was way too hot. Like, even just like, I felt like we had the windows open, a breeze coming through our bedroom and stuff. But man, it was relentless. The heat was relentless last night, but otherwise, yeah, the temperatures here have been amazing. We've had no rain, which is kind of sometimes not such a good thing because that kind of makes the landscape look very yellow. Because like New Zealand is usually very green, but then you see a lot of the hills and stuff are just all sort of this like golden yellow color, which I know it depends what you prefer, and but. It's been great weather for going to the beach, going to the lake, that sort of thing. It's been like proper beautiful summer weather at the moment.
Okay.
So we've got the Russian
Yeah,
name.
Victoria Golvanova, I think that's how you say it. Victoria Golvanova, she says, "Vroom, NGO." I don't know what that is, but vroom.
We have Telmo saying,
Telmo.
Hi guys, good afternoon. Here is about 4 p.m. A big boosted hug for both of you. And then he continues saying, hello, hi friends, 18 people watching and only 11 likes. Let's boost the channel and click on the like, please.
So for some reason, YouTube did accept that comment, but then the next comment from Hidden Hammock, I don't know if you saw, but I had to click manually to actually show it. And Hidden Hammock says that smash the like button. Yeah, I always like to have them even. So how many people do we have currently watching? We don't actually put it on our screen anymore. It's kind of like we just hang out with you guys. We're not too focused on who's there and everything. Okay, so we have 18 people watching and 16 likes. There's 2 of you that haven't clicked like yet. Would you be interested in clicking like?
Hey,
That'd be lovely.
We have 15 viewers now, and now 16 likes.
Yeah.
So now that's another way of doing it. If more people leave, then we'll even out the likes.
Yes, and we have 2 people leaving. Oh man. We're not here to get a lot of views. We're here to answer your question genuinely. We don't tell you what you want to hear. We tell you what you need to hear. There you go. All right, what is Baby Burns?
Baby Burns says, "What up, guys?"
Doing really well, Baby Burns. What about you? How is it hanging? What are you up to this week? What are the plans? For us, there's a lot of work ahead, and also we need to try to keep ourselves cool. Why? What is? Oh, by the way, why is getting the award of the best name? Every time I just read why, I'm like, this is not a username. Anyway, every week I kind of choose a person that has a fun username, and I give them the award of the best username. Here you go. Why? You have the award of the best username. Boom!
Congratulations. So Y says, "Thanks, guys. I just subscribed. Really appreciate your support. Morena."
Oh, nice. Thank you very much, Y. Welcome
for
to
the subscription.
Welcome in the gang. You'll have a lot of fun here. It's a bunch of good people. Both the viewers and actually the viewers are usually gooder than the people on screen. So yeah, the viewers are awesome. It's a good community. What is Fabio saying?
And Fabio says, "Chris Hipkins and Dr. Bloomfield are not the fastest decision makers regarding the border openings. So hopefully they do not forget to do that so the borders can open somewhat this year." Yes, yeah. I know. Sometimes I do feel like the New Zealand government does forget that the borders are still closed and something needs to be done about this, but never mind. Hopefully they do get round to doing something this year, really. How many years has it been since the borders have been locked down now?
Well, I think we closed in 2020. At some point, yeah. I think we closed in March 2020, if I'm correct.
Yeah, so we're coming up to two full years of the borders being closed.
Yeah, we'd like to talk about something else than COVID on this channel. I don't know. I don't know if you guys get that feeling right here. I don't know if it transcribes through the camera. You know, sometimes the emotion and the feeling don't transcribe so well through the camera. But I would really like to talk about something else on COVID.
You know what, guys? Back in the day, we used to do itineraries for people. Like when the borders were open, we were planning people's trips on this NZ Travel show. We were, we're getting a big map out, planning itineraries, and like loads of people were asking us to do that, and it was really fun. We were answering loads of questions about people's upcoming trips to New Zealand. But yeah, we haven't done that in about 2 years now. But don't worry, we still will answer your questions about when the borders will open, and we too have our fingers crossed. We really want them to open.
Yeah. Also, soon. I'm sick of telling no to people. I want to give good news.
Yeah.
I'm sick of giving you guys bad news. I'm just sick of it.
We will have when the borders do finally fully open, we will have to have some sort of border opening party. We'll have a live session border opening party.
Yes.
Moving on, we have Telmo saying, "In the south of Brazil, we got 45 degrees Celsius last week. It is being very complicated to face this summer." That's quite interesting wording. Complicated indeed.
Yes, it has been a tough summer.
45 degrees. I can't in New Zealand. It's been around getting up to about 30 degrees where we've been living.
I think our hottest was 31.
Yeah, so it's been ranging between say 23 degrees to 30, but yeah. When it gets to 30, I'm like, I don't think I can go any further. I don't think I can survive beyond this temperature. But I can't even imagine what 45 degrees Celsius feels like. We have Joey, one of our other Patreons,
Joey,
saying, "Good day from London." From London.
Here you go. I was literally just waiting for it. I knew she would say that.
I could see it in your eyes that you wanted me to pronounce it that way. Cool. So he's on a round the Europe trip at the moment. So that's pretty cool. There is some traveling happening around the world.
Joey, did you find a path to get back home to Australia, or are you still stuck over there in Europe?
Yeah.
Okay, we have A Person Alive, which I have to say is another very fantastic username. So what is A Person Alive asking you?
Okay, a person alive says, "Hey guys, I watch your videos a lot and I had a question. What about education there? Are unis there open to international applications?"
So universities tend to only take application when there is a path for international students to get there. So at the moment, it's a little bit in limbo, and so they're currently working with the government on some ways to help with the requirement of self-isolation when coming to in the country. So you may want to talk to the couple of universities that you're currently scouting to see what is their plans for that. When it comes down to what about education there, like about the level, the quality, and all of that, we don't really specialize in that. We haven't done our education in New Zealand. We both have had our education overseas, and on top of that, we don't have that many contact of people actually in universities in New Zealand. Most of the people that we hang out with are actually they left this system already. They're not all stupid, so that's something you may want to know. We do have some friends which are smart. Not all of them, you know who I'm talking to. But yeah, so we do have some smart friends, so the education system shouldn't be too bad. I think there is 3 universities in New Zealand that rank in the top 100 in the world, if I'm correct. We'd be
I'd say Auckland and Otago. I'm not sure what the third
yes.
one would be.
So so those one are world ranked. So that's maybe a good path for you to look at. But that's pretty much all the basic information that we can have for you. If you want to head to nzpocketguide.com, which is a website, there is a little tab saying work in New Zealand. If you click on that, then there is study in New Zealand, and there is a few factual articles to help you maybe just get started with your search. Obviously, there is no ranking or ratings from us or analysis from us, because that's not our specialty. Expertise. That's the word I was looking for.
Wow. I know words.
Yes.
Can you tell I went to university?
Yeah. So it's not our area of expertise, but you may want to check out the website for a little bit more information. But and if you have any more specific questions, go ahead.
Fabio says, "Robin, show us the map."
Oh.
Yeah, so back in the days, actually, this is before we had our new system for showing you guys the map. But when borders open, or actually, in fact, now, guys, if you do have any questions about, planning an itinerary around New Zealand, we do have this trusty map up on the side, so we can actually show you guys exactly almost exactly where some of the destinations are around New Zealand, that when we're planning your itinerary, you can see where they are.
And one other thing I wanted to point out, guys, is that I have added way too more since last time. I kind of stuffed it up a little bit, and we didn't have way too more on the map, so I've added it now. So now we can show way too more. Here you go. That is something new that I did this morning.
Oh wow, you can even change the size.
Yeah, here you go.
Delightful. So yeah, guys, if you ever fancy planning an itinerary around New Zealand, well, this is what.
No, here, still there.
Whoa.
No,
what?
You point that way.
Wait.
There you go.
Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, guys, if you are getting to the stage where you would like to plan an itinerary around New Zealand, we are all set up for that. So, ask away.
Here we go. Boom.
All right, we have Joey saying, "I have a flight for Tuesday morning NZ time. I'll be home on the 26th.
Oh, nice. That means you may be at home for our next live session. Nice one.
We have Christina Holden saying, "Summer and we get 45 degrees Celsius with the humidex, and it feels that like you had a shower when you walk outside, but I do prefer when that over minus 40 degrees, which we get here sometimes. 30 sounds lovely right now."
I think inherently as human we are bound to complain. So you're not happy with minus 40. I'm not happy with 30.
Yeah.
If we were to trade places, I wouldn't be happy. You wouldn't be happy. There's no winning, is there?
Yeah. I think I do prefer to take 30 degrees over minus anything, to be honest. We have Fleming Marshall saying something else.
VOG FYI. What are those things? We had like this. Is
this like the new internet speak that we're just too old to
what does that
understand?
mean?
Like,
Why
can
am I
someone
not-
explain this to us?
And before that was VUM. What is VUM? Why am I so old? What is going on?
Natasha says, I think those might be bots. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But bots that...
Bots for what?
They seem faulty. They seem to need some maintenance on those bots because it
Yeah.
doesn't really make much sense what they're doing. Or
Yeah.
Anyway, a person alive says, thank you. The only reason
I love when you say person alive.
yeah, that's such a cool username as well. Can we get like first and second prize for the usernames, or is that taking it too far?
I'm going to say something. A person alive. If you come back next week and you comment early on, I will give you the prize of the best username. But you had to come a little bit earlier. You have to grab my attention within the first 30 minutes of the show. Otherwise, I'm kind of like, I need to give the award to someone I don't want to forget. So here you go.
So yeah, a person alive says, thank you. The only reason I'm so fond of New Zealand at the moment is because of your channel. Oh, that's good to
Bless
hear.
your cotton socks, my friend.
I'm glad we're trying to keep the New Zealand dream alive for some people. Hopefully the borders will open at some point this year and you guys can come. But yeah, we have our fingers crossed.
Fabio was asking if I fixed Waitomo, so yeah, you see, I was right on there. I did fix it this morning. Every time I realize there's some mistakes or everything, I write it down, and then when we start the next live session, I have my checklist, and I just kind of like fixed everything and add the stuff that I need to ask. So here you go. All sorted. By the way, I'm going to take a second between this and the next comment to tell you about the poll of the day. We're about 40 minutes in, so may as well kind of get you guys to vote. So we have a poll right now in the comment section of this video. There is a poll that you can vote on. So when planning your next trip to New Zealand, how are you splitting your time? Are you going to spend more time on the North Island, more time on the South Island, or exactly the same amount of time on both? We're curious, Laura and I. So vote right now. It is a very, very, very tight race. 39% for the South Island, 39% for same time on both, and 23% for the North Island. So it is very, very tight as a race. So let us know how you're planning your next trip to New Zealand. We really would like to know. All right, what is Tamo saying?
Tamo says, if the NZ borders are reopened in the middle of the week, will you then wait till Sunday to do the BOP? So that's what it's being known as now, the border opening party, the BOP. Live, or will you do it on the same day? What do you reckon?
We can do an extra one. I don't mind.
Maybe we can do like we can do a live opening BOP. Sorry, we can do a live.
The BOP,
we can do a live BOP for our Patreons, maybe on the day that it's announced, and then we can do like one on the Sunday for everyone. Yeah. I think that. Well, I've decided.
Nathan Barbary is back. He was the first one to comment today when we read. If you remember, 40 minutes ago when we talked about him.
Oh yes.
So yeah, we talked about you 40 minutes ago, mate. But yeah, welcome back. That's nice to have you on board.
Yeah, he says hello. I like your vids. Thanks.
Okay, what is Tamo? Tamo already said that. Natasha says I think those are bots. Yeah, well, I keep talking to bots. You see, there's currently
we have another bot.
Yeah, there's Galina Zhukova, which says for NGO. So what is that? Nobody knows. But thank you, Galina.
Joey says in Sydney we get 30 to 50 degrees and it gets thick and sticky due to humidity. 50 degrees.
No, you can't do 50 degrees. You boil at that point.
Yes, boiling point is 50
science.
degrees.
She went to university, as we established today.
Yeah. Robin should have gone to a New Zealand university, preferably one of the ones that are in the highest ranking for the world ranking system.
I went to the New Zealand University of Living Life, big up, and I did a big gap year, and that's my life skills.
Yes.
Okay, Anthony comes to... Fabio says 24 people watching right now and only 19 like. Come on, guys. That's
guys.
right. What is our start saying? Is there big red YouTube stuff? Of course there is. Here you go. 22 like, 19 viewers. Here you go.
That's just moved on. We've got 22 viewers, 24 likes.
Oh.
Thanks to whoever gave us that
Two
extra
of you, you were like, I'm going to click the like button right now, and you just became awesome for the day. Here you go. You get 24 hours of awesomeness ahead of you.
So we have Anthony says, I voted for the North Island. Cool.
Nice.
And then we had Joey saying, I voted both. We already read Nathan's comments. And we have Rana saying, hi, dear.
Hi, dear.
Hello. Why says, I just checked all the videos of this channel. If you guys mind if I recommend some ideas for you.
Yeah, go ahead. No problem at all. Did you? No, you didn't check all the videos. There's like 1,500 videos on the channel. You did not. You lost a year of your life if you did.
Yeah.
No, you may have watched a lot, but not. No.
But sure, we will
We have a
take
lot of
any
them, yeah.
suggestions that people have for video ideas. Absolutely. Give it to us. Go ahead. So we have Telmo saying, if you click on like, the temperature will be exactly the value you want. It is kind of magic. Try it. I actually think it is around like 24 degrees right now here. If we have 24 likes, we actually...
You can pop your head and you see it
Actually,
straight away.
it's on my phone.
Oh, well, here you go. Okay, well, Laura is giving you a temperature. So this is welcome to the weather in the NZ Travel Show. We're talking mostly about the weather apparently today. I like how almost every week there is a theme that we kind of like seems to hone in, and we just kind of keep on talking about that. Here you go.
It's 16 degrees outside.
She's gone. Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's 23 degrees.
Weather report from the field by Laura. Dun, 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 dun.
It's 23 degrees Celsius inside the house, and according to my phone, it is 16 degrees Celsius outside at 8:45 a.m. on a New Zealand Sunday morning. Thanks. Back to you, Robin.
So Raman says, what are you doing, dear? We are talking about traveling in New Zealand. So any New Zealand travel questions, go ahead. We're here to answer them for you, mate. Joey says, trust me, we have hit 47 or 48. Wow. That is very hot. Speaking of hot, we have the hot Michael Marino from Hawaii.
Ooh.
Must be really hot right now in Hawaii. How are you handling the weather? And he says, good morning and aloha. The border is opening soon.
Hopefully, we just to make it clear, guys, we have no new news on that. We are not announcing a border opening. We're just saying if that does ever happen, we will have a big party, now known as a BOP, which is
Yes.
a border opening party.
Of course. I mean, obviously.
You read
The
Fabio's...
notorious BOP.
You read that one before, yeah?
Fabio. Oh, no, I didn't.
Okay, so Fabio, we just missed your comment
Sorry.
there. Let's back
back
up
up.
to Fabio saying, I will spend time equally on both islands. I want to hike on Mount Taranaki and, due to Laura's recommendation, the Tongariro crossing, and not the around the mountain track. Well, hey, there you go. So both of those hikes are on the North Island, so they're definitely worthwhile and definitely awesome things to do on the North Island. So
Yep.
they're definitely reasons to stay on the North Island for a bit longer.
Somebody else in a very hot climate. We have Violet Zulu, which, if I remember, is from South Africa, Pretoria, South Africa. And she says, good morning, guys. I voted for the South. Okay, well, the South is leading the poll right now. So it looks like you're in the majority, Violet. You are a winner. Rana Imran says, border is opening what, dear?
Border is opening what? The
Dear.
Dear.
I'm reading the comment.
So the borders to...
Is opening what, dear?
Let us rephrase, perhaps. The New Zealand government is in charge of opening the borders. The borders aren't opening something, but yeah, the New Zealand... Bye, Robin. So yeah, what we're trying to say basically is, as most people know on this channel, what we talk about a lot is that the borders for people from overseas, allowing them to come into New Zealand, that is currently closed to most international travellers at the moment. So yeah, that is basically what that is all about.
Yeah. And to clear the confusion, we have King Country Kiwi. And we do know that, by the way, but we have King Country Kiwi that says BOP means Bay of Plenty to Kiwis. It does. This is why I got a little confused when they started making that joke. But I think BOP can stand for...
multiple things.
Yeah, for... That can be like big orange...
Peel.
Yeah, when you peel the orange and you get all in one peel...
That's a BOP.
That's a BOP. That's a big orange peel. Okay, where are we at?
Yeah,
Nathan,
it says, yes, I am impatient because I have a question. Why are universities in New Zealand so expensive? Because I wish to study at the University of Auckland. And he continues saying, because I am French.
Well, yeah, so I was born in France as well, Nathan. So you may want to actually Google, search on YouTube. You can type NZ Pocket Guide and then France, and you can find a video of me speaking French. and explaining the difference between New Zealand and France. But yes, the education system in New Zealand is quite expensive, and especially for international students. So one thing that you need to know is that the Kiwis will pay less for their own university than what international will pay. Just that's kind of a way, there's subsidies and all these kind of things. So yeah, as an international student, you basically will pay the highest price that there is for education in New Zealand. So yeah, why is it so expensive? I don't know. To me, it makes no sense.
Because universities are big business.
Exactly, they are business for profit, right? They are not. A university is a company. It is in the business of making money for their shareholders, not in the business of anything else, right? So you've got to understand that that their aim is to make a profit, rather than that's their main goal. They have a legal duty to make money for their shareholders more than anything else. So yeah, why? That's the reason. Capitalism. Is it good or does it make sense? I don't have an opinion.
Depends where your political stance is on that subject.
Yeah. What about you take a gap year to New Zealand and you get some life experience and you you actually build on life skills rather than writing notes.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a tip. But
All
that
right.
may be too political.
We have a bit of a.
I know it's buggy, so I can't scroll them. So
Yeah.
if they come on too fast, we need to go fast.
Where were we? Sorry, just having a quick look. I think we were around here.
No, this one.
Oh yeah. Okay. Forged Garage says, "Will you guys be traveling around New Zealand again and filming it?"
Yeah, so we basically constantly travel around New Zealand. We just tend to film a little bit less right now, but from time to time we just kind of film like one activity that we do here and there. Like we did the pink terraces not that long ago. So yeah, you will have some videos of us traveling coming up within the next few months. That's for sure. I don't know if it's going to be New Zealand or something else. We'll see. But yeah, you will have some videos of us traveling in the next few months, guaranteed. But yeah, we probably won't redo a lot of the stuff that we've done before as well. We'll do different things for sure. But yeah, no, we won't let you down, mate. We definitely will keep on filming us traveling.
We had
this bird is so
Jaro
annoying.
R saying, "You guys are legends. Thank you for all the hard work and great videos."
Oh, that's lovely, Jaro.
yeah,
You're
thanks
awesome.
for the kind words.
Yeah, if you may want, you can check us on Patreon. There is a link in the description below. You may even get to hang out with us even more. So here you go.
Nathan says, "And thank you, Robin, for your video in French for the differences in New Zealand."
Here you go. So I guess he already watched it. What is Natasha saying? BOP is.
Natasha says, "BOP is brick oven pizza to me." Ooh, nice.
That's nice.
And Tamo says, "We can do a BOP in Bay of Plenty." Yeah, we should. We have a.
And if we do a BOP party,
Yeah.
I do want Natasha's BOP because I do
Yeah.
like myself a nice pizza.
So yeah, we'll do all the BOPs available. So we'll do a bod opening party in the Bay of Plenty with a brick
Oven pizza.
oven pizza and some big orange peel on the side.
Here you go.
Okay, and then Fabio says, "Don't want to stick to BOP, but it can have many different meanings." And it just booked something.
Sorry. There's a lot of bug happening right now in the chat. We're struggling with it. Okay, what is he saying?
Sorry, I just have many different meanings. Haha, big oriental pencil.
Big Oriental pencil. Here you go. Try
There
to
we
find
go.
one of those. And we also want to say hi to Mia in Hawaii. How are you doing, Mia?
Yeah, shout out to Mia. We also have.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, I'm just writing something. You can keep going.
You're doing something suspicious. I know that look. Okay.
Yeah, find her partner suspicious. Check.
Joey says, "I might have come back to New Zealand by the end of the year, or at least before the end of the year, as my Air NZ credit is valid until late December, unless somehow I can get that extended." Yeah.
Fingers crossed, mate. I don't think you can extend the credit no more. Or maybe you need to book something and then it get cancelled, then you get more credit, and that's, I mean, that happened to us. But it has to be cancelled, not by you, by unforeseen circumstances like COVID. Hello dear, says Renan Imran. Extreme Talata says, "See you next week." Fabio says, "Comment too fast." No, it's like the scrolling. I can't scroll back up. It just kind of like itches on there. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's okay. Renan says, "Next week, dear opening." And then we have Fabio says the border will open for deers. Yes, no. Okay, so no, the borders are not opening next week. Right now, we're just making some jokes. Please watch our video about the border opening for the latest official information. This was just a joke. Again, I keep on saying I need to have a sarcasm sign. I need to have a little sign. I make myself a sign say sarcasm.
And they're also
Sarcasm.
they're especially not open to deer because deer are considered a pest in New Zealand.
Dear, oh dear.
Anthony says, stay safe, but I'm here until the end.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's already 57 minutes. We've been like, wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun. When you're talking about the temperatures in all the countries. Time flies. Telmo says, I prefer not to talk too much about Brazil, but the best universities are completely free, but only the richest students are able to reach them.
Why do you have to be rich to go to a place that is free?
Maybe just traveling to that place.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe living costs
living
nearby.
in there, yeah.
We have another bot. We're gonna miss the VOT FYI. What is Saddam Hussein saying?
They say,
Saddam Hussein.
oh, is that what that says?
That's funny. Ooh, you needed a lot of different things to put in place to have that nickname make sense to me, but I like it. All right, what do you say?
They say, I'm from Bangladesh. How to move way in New Zealand? Well, you'll have to go through the Immigration New Zealand website, which we do have a link to in the description below of this live session right now. So head on to the Immigration New Zealand website, and from there you'll have all the information that you need in order to work out what your best path is for moving to New Zealand. That's not really what our expertise are about. We are about traveling in New Zealand and, spending vacations, holidays, or working holidays in New Zealand. That's what we can advise on. However, we can't advise on things like immigration and that sort of thing. It's just not our expertise. And and Robin has a spiel for that as well. If you want to talk about how you have to have a license for immigration advice, etc., etc.
Do your immigration stuff through the website I just wrote right here.
Yeah.
Here you go. That's the official website. That's the only place you should get your immigration advice from.
Yes. All right. We have Nathan saying,
Do you like my spiel?
okay, thank you, and easy to... Sorry, let me start again. Okay, thank you, and it's easy to have a job as a student. A job student, or I'm guessing job as a student.
Yes, so getting temporary jobs in New Zealand is not too hard. We have plenty of advice for you both on this channel as well as on nzpocketguide.com. So Nathan, I don't know if you know, but we run New Zealand's largest travel guide. It's called nzpocketguide.com. And so if you go on our website and you click on work in New Zealand, we help you do your CV. We have tips on how to find jobs. We have tips for interviews. We even have tips on how to quit a job properly. So we do and we have everything about your taxes and everything like that. So all has been pre-chewed for you. And as the mama bird, we're just feeding you baby bird. Here you go.
We have Nathan continuing saying, now where are you?
Where you are, it is 9 o'clock, so it's 8:57 right now in New Zealand. So you were right on the money right here, Nathan.
Yes. Then we have Joey saying, remind me, is the Trans-Tasman bubble opening again in April or March?
So 31st of March, so in April. But again, as we were saying today, maybe you should up a little bit later. But as I was talking about today, due to Omicron and everything like that, there is strong hint that they are going to delay that. So just don't peg too much of your hopes on that, just until we actually get some more formal news. That'll be my strong advice on that. But we'll talk about it and quite a lot when we get closer.
We have the Russian name that you were saying was like Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein, yeah.
Says New Zealand is good country.
Yes.
Their people is very soft and good. Oh, very soft. I'm not from New Zealand, so I'm probably not soft enough.
You live here now.
We have Michael saying Honolulu, Hawaii is currently 24 degrees and sunny.
24? How is it hotter in New Zealand than it is in Hawaii?
Well, actually, right now it isn't 24 degrees.
Yeah, that's true. But I was boiling last night.
Yeah, it's probably about around the same temperature. But yeah, thank you for the weather update, Michael. You have contributed to many today who has updated us on the weather in their countries. We have Violet saying, guys, I'm 5 minutes behind due to network problems and I can hardly hear as you as well. I will watch the recorded tomorrow going to bed now.
Good night.
Fair enough, Violet. That makes sense. We have Nathan saying, no. Sorry, I was about to read that, but then I realised that was French.
C'est vraiment, vous êtes trop bien. Really, you are cool. Here you go.
Cool.
You're cool, Laura.
Thanks.
Nice.
Thanks, Nathan. And then we have Fabio saying, West Aussie will open their border for international travel on the 5th of February. Will get interesting.
Yes, indeed. With Omicron going rampant right now, it is going to become quite dicey. And I think that this will also impact New Zealand's decision for the Australian-New Zealand travel bubble, because if Australia start getting a lot of travelers and a lot of Omicron and doesn't really lock up states like they did before, that was the main reason why the Trans-Tasman bubble stopped the first time. So this may happen again. So as you can tell, Joey, there is a lot of ball in the air, So we'll see what happens and how things are changing. But that is a bit.
Yeah. We have Rana saying, I like a very, very like New Zealand. We like New Zealand very, very much too.
I very, very like it too.
Natasha says, it's unfortunate that you guys can't really talk about immigration because you probably have a lot of insight having done it yourselves. Well, we only have our experiences, and
I have my experience from like 11 years ago.
Yeah,
things have changed since then.
Things change quite a lot, and also, it's a couple of experiences out of thousands, and I feel like, it wouldn't be it's not good to extrapolate from our experiences, perhaps. They wouldn't apply to everyone. Yeah. And Mohit says, when will the New Zealand borders open?
Would you like to rewind this video? I talk about it for about 5 minutes around the middle of the video. So you may want to check that out. We had 3 questions in a row about the COVID border. Where's the camera here? We had 3 questions in a row about the COVID border, and so I elaborate in quite depth. So you may want to check that out. And we also have an official video on the channel covering the border opening. Okay.
So we have Joey saying, I bloody hate this COVID business. I just want normality.
Yes, me too.
Don't we all? Nathan says, you can do this in Twitch,
Well, Twitch is mostly for gaming. I mean, I'm a Twitch consumer, but I'm definitely not a creator there. You're more than welcome to join us right here on YouTube. You can join us as well, Nathan, on Patreon. So I'll talk quickly about Patreon before we wrap up this session. So you can join us on Patreon. It's pretty cheap, and you get extra live sessions. You get a secret Facebook group. You get maps. We help you with planning your itinerary in New Zealand. So if you're planning a trip to New Zealand, you may want to join it. It's a lot of fun, and it helps us create New Zealand's largest travel guide. So check it out. There is a link in the description below.
We have Jarrow saying, how did you, Robin, end up here in New Zealand?
I worked and traveled in quite a vast bunch of countries, and then I decided I arrived in New Zealand on a working holiday visa, like many people on a gap year, and then I was like, you know what, I kind of like this country, so I did all the paperwork that needed to be done at the time, and I decided to stay here. I worked in the tourism industry for pretty much all the time, so I've been here for 11 years, and I damn love this country, and I love my job. So here you go. So that's the short cliff notes right here for you, Jarrow.
King Country Kiwi says, I'm not sure how long you've been here or if you are PR, permanent resident.
We both are.
But will you benefit from the ease of restrictions regarding PR applications in March? Would yous apply?
No, we already permanent resident for many, many, many years now, King Country, so we won't really benefit from that just yet. But we have some friends that will. So technically it will benefit us, because that means that some of our friends are going to stay around for a little longer. Despite one of them, I'd like to kick him out. But that's okay. That's okay. I love you too.
Fabio says, Robin heard about the New Zealand robin, which is a type of bird in New Zealand, and wanted to see it. And that's the reason he visited New Zealand.
Yeah. I would actually point out that Laura's screensaver on her phone is a New Zealand
robin.
So here you go.
Notice how it isn't of this robin.
I'm not as cute. I cannot compete with that cute bird.
Mohit says, thanks for your answer. You're very welcome, Mohit. And Christina Holden says, Clay would have been quite happy today after all the border questions.
Yeah, he's lost right here. I mean, there's been a couple of weeks when we didn't even cover that, and now he's not here, and here you go. Alright guys, so we're gonna wrap this one up and get started with a Patreon exclusive live session literally within a few minutes. Thank you very much for joining this NZ Travel Show. We do that every single week, and by the end of me talking right now, the poll is going to be finishing, and we are going to announce that the winner of this poll is the same time on both islands. That's right.
Woo!
How long would you spend on so when planning your trip to New Zealand, will you spend more time on the North Island or more time on the South Island? And you guys decided nope, exactly the same on both. Here you go. Second was South Island, which is the right answer. All right. Thank you very much for joining us this week. We'll be back at exactly the same time next week, as usual. And in the meantime, keep on traveling awesome. And if you're watching a replay of this video, leave us a little comment down below, and tell us what you would have voted for on the poll. Tell us what you thought of this live session. Tell us if the audio is better today. We're trying something different. And tell us if you are damn eager for us to get fiber to finally be able to do those live sessions in HD. In the meantime, thank you very much for joining us. See you next time. Bye bye.
See you next week.